All right, good morning. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Hey, good morning. Wake up. Wake up. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of approximately 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning trades. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Cheers. Hey, second coffee of the day. Highlander just comes right out. I'm still on the webcam portion, Highlander. Hey, why the gap in WTI? Well, the gap on WTI had to do with the announcement of Russian oil reductions or oil and gas reductions out of Europe. Yep. Remember, my suggestion was we were going to get an early crisis before October, even though the media has been talking about October for the oil and gas crisis in Europe. And I've been saying it's going to be earlier. Maybe this is the beginning. Who knows? Oh, is it well, maybe the gap is only there, liquidity partner or whatever. But the news is the news, right, Darko? So anyways, let's get back. I'm reading the chat and talking. All right, so let's. There we go. Yeah, no, there's something wrong with my mic, the power. Yeah. So anyways, I think you heard some of what I said. Anyways, it was all brilliant, of course. Brilliant. Everything you missed was brilliant. Probably the peak of today's live stream. But anyways, I love trading Forex and futures. Oil, gold, it's all money. Forex is money. It's all impacted by global macroeconomics because that is the flow of capital, cash flow, macroeconomics. So let me know how I can help. I've been doing this for a long time. I've learned a few things I'm willing to share. I consider myself a servant. I'm here to serve you this morning, so let me know how I can help. There are additional resources for help. If you look at the description below the video, you will see a link to my book. Okay? If you buy the book, I make $5. I haven't cashed checks recently that still slowly roll in from Wiley Publishing. In fact, they said that if I don't cash them, they're going to cancel them or something. Like, I haven't even cashed them. So obviously I'm not doing it for money. $5 is not a lot. So it might be helpful, especially if your modality of learning is through reading. You'll also find free Forex training courses that I've done on YouTube. You will find more than 6,000 videos on YouTube associated with my work on the FX Bootcamp YouTube channel, on the Trader's Way YouTube channel, on the Forex.Today YouTube channel, on the FX Street YouTube channel. On Friday, I did Trade Non-Farm Payrolls Live. It's a 3-hour webinar that I have now done 196 months in a row. That's probably older than your children. That's probably longer than half the YouTube Forex live streamers. So anyways, just that one webinar. So pretty interesting. And you also need a foreign exchange broker. There are many, right? There are many like Trader's Way, but Trader's Way is mine. I find them trustworthy and ethical, and they earn my loyalty and respect through their actions and their business model of ethics. Maybe they can earn your loyalty and respect like they earn mine. Fill out the form on the demo account and check it out, man. Tradersway.com, or click the link in the description below if it's easier for you, because typing is difficult. You know what I'm talking about? So today we'll conduct technical analysis and likely fundamental analysis on things like gold, oil, and Bitcoin, dollar and yen pairs, but really anything else that you've asked for. So thank you for filling out the poll. Let's get on with it. Let's see what's on your mind. Mostly dollar. Very, 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 very few people on pound. Why? Pound is one of the weakest currencies on the planet, and you're not trading it? You're like, no, I always trade euro dollar no matter what. Okay. I guess. So anyways, pound is weak. Yen is weak, continuing to be weak. That's the flow of capital out of Japan. So let's take a look at a few of these. Let's do Piggy. Robert says there's a problem with my access to what daily webinar? Okay. Which one are you talking about? Okay. So Piggy is down and then some up against Kiwi. Pound is down, but then up against some CAD. Not really sure about Kiwi. I guess we can go back to Kiwi and just say, if you were going to be a burr, probably in the next 8 hours, you'll have an opportunity. Okay? If you're a bear, this is what you're thinking. If you're a bull, you really like that bottom, but it hasn't made a higher high yet. It hasn't breached the 4-hour 21. So I would look at this and say, since this period here, this pair is technically bearish. We have a monthly top at M3. We have a weekly top at the central pivot. And then we have the 2155 down. So if you're a bear, I would probably agree with you more than bulls, because technically it's not bullish yet. I'm also fundamentally a bear, right? I'm also fundamentally a bear on this pair. Johnny took some profit already on pound kitty cat and pound Swissy. Nice. Okay. Let's take a look at pound Swissy. And I think this is one we talked about last night, wasn't it, Johnny? Where you had a choice to do on this one. You either take profit because it's summer and you're worried about follow through, with lack of volume and volatility, or you hang on and make a bigger deal out of it. And really, it's a decision. There isn't right or wrong. Okay, so what? You caught it in here and exited down in here. That's cool. That's good. It's good. Especially if you hit it down here. I mean, who knows where your limit was. Oh, a Friday front run. Oh, my God. You nailed that one, huh? Right in here? Oh, good for you. That's a good trade. Congrats. Okay. Going back to this one, this is similar but different. On Sunday night, in my secret alert service, I have a secret alert service now. It's super secret. But Sunday night, I believe this one was posted as a down. So now it would be interesting if we can get follow through, because the technicals have to catch up, let's say, with the fundamentals. And, well, so at least for a day trade, it was good. Notice on a day trade point of view, this is the daily sell and this is the daily target. So that was a great day trade. Okay, so far today's day trade is only set up, because remember, for you to sell it, you want up, and it's only been up. But it doesn't mean it's failed, because now really we're setting up, and it looks like that between today and tomorrow. Oh, Robert says a problem with, there shouldn't be, yeah, you can email me, but everything's automated. So, so you're talking about you're a member of the day trading group and you can't get in? All right, email me. The only way you'd be locked out is if you canceled or if there was a problem processing the credit card. It'll lock you out automatically. But it's not like, you know, there's a hamster on a wheel somewhere and the hamster died and it's just stopped working, right? But anyways, email me. All right. All right. Shh. Don't tell anybody, Andrew. It's secret. Shh. Don't. I'm telling you. Don't do it. Shh. Okay. All right. What else is going on? Same fashion. Okay. The way I break this down, I mean, it's the same as everything else. The sell was there. The follow-up is here. If you like moving averages, you like price action, then that might just set up as well. Okay. So I got up early this morning again. I tried to get more sleep, which is good, but I don't know, I'm tired. But I spent a lot of this morning writing a lecture on oil refining. How does that smell? Wait, it smells bad. How does it sound? We have to distill and crack and blend and treat. Isn't that nice? How'd you like to wake up in the morning and do that? Yeah, actually, I love it. So imagine walking through a Valero refinery and looking at this facility that looks like it should be on the moon, like a moon landing community, right? Like that TV show in the 70s where humans lived on the moon. What was it? Moon base, star base, something. Anyways, you see all these big towers and pipes and all this stuff. It just looks like from another world, from an alien race with a strange, weird technology. Imagine walking through and you're like, I know what that is. 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 I know what that does. I know how that works. Yeah. Is it Lost in Space or Pigs in Space? Pigs in space. Cool. You want to open an account? Where? Okay, so anyways, there's pig. It's weak. It's supposed to be weak fundamentally. You can look at 9 different pieces of fundamentals and they all say down. Or let's say combined they say down. Let's take a look at the yens now. And holy smokes, eh? Kicking off that little line. See this support here? What's all that? Okay, well, we had a big bottom. Then we had a higher high. And then I set this up. You can see it, right? And then you have the central pivot point, which is based on market, not price. This is based on price. This is based on market. And the target is 95, actually almost 96. But I'll say 95 because I'm conservative. Okay, so 250 pip opportunity. Now I have this drawn. What is that, pray tell? Well, if you were a bull and trading price action going to 95, you're going to look at something like that. All right, you said you wanted to open an account, and I asked what kind of account. I'll ask one more time, what kind of account are you looking to open? Maybe I can give you some advice on what to do next, but I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so that's Aussie. Pound, see I'm a bear on? And look it, done nothing. Now, I should say it hasn't done nothing. It's done something. Okay, this is an M2 and it's predicting way up here. What you have to worry about is the slope of the mean is down, where 1 standard deviation, between 1 and 2 standard deviations above the mean. It's actually not doing 1 and 2 standard deviations, actually. I should be clear on that. Okay, there's the standard deviation, and then there's a different type of regression channel built into the algorithm. I know that because I built this algorithm, aka indicator. And it's doing a couple of different things, but it's trying to replicate the way that market pivot points think. High, low, and close divided by 3 and this, that, and the other thing. Okay. And so anyways, it's saying technically this is still bearish on the medium run. Now you might be on the short run, but even so, it's saying be careful, because on a price level, this is difficult. On this way, on a price trend level, you're in a zone in which, based on past performance, which does not predict future results, but when we have tended to deviate from the mean, and remember the mean is somewhere in here, when we deviate from the mean to this distance, right, there tends to be reversions back to the mean. Doesn't mean it will, it's just saying, okay, if you were a bull here, the higher high would have got you a higher low, which is your entry. So now that you're like, now you're saying, now you're interested in buying it, what it's telling you is you're a little bit late and that there's more risk associated with buying now. Now, you might just be thinking doing this on a day, which is fine, but you got longer term pressure holding this down. Another way of looking at it is you might be buying yen pairs, but this is probably the worst one to be trading in the moment for the upside. And if yen just happens to get strong, just out of the blue gets strong, this one's probably going to fall more than the others. Now, let me ask you, what would suddenly, out of the blue, make the Japanese yen strong? As she says, I enjoyed lecture 4, especially running the nat gas off the vertical separator into a meter run. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, everyone that typed in YCC nailed it. High flying, death defying, 360 slam dunk. It must be right? It's the shoes, as Spike Lee would say. Okay. So YCC is the correct answer. CAD, will it benefit from high oil prices? Well, in particular, if high oil prices continue to trend suddenly from bearish to bullish, we're going to need Brent over 100, don't you think? Matrix says maybe on Wednesday we'll see yen strength because of what, the inflation level in the United States, 8.6. Yeah, I think inflation is going to go all over the place because I believe, as I've been saying, as oil is going down, I believe oil will go up. And I think suddenly we're going to have lower levels of inflation because we're starting to account for lower gasoline prices. Because gasoline prices for 93 octane dropped from 5 something to the low 4s. It's been a month or so, and I did a lot of driving, so I had to put more gas in the Porsche. I had to feed the beast. By the way, I was filling up the gas tank, and 2 guys in their Fast and Furious modified cars came pulling in. Bam! Pop, 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 pop. And they back up, and they came flying over to me because I got a heavily modified Porsche. And they're like, oh my God. So we had our hoods open. We're looking at each other's engines and modifications to the bodies. And they went around the whole thing like, oh my God, look at your tailpipes. It's awesome. And they went crazy over the wheels and stuff. And then I'm over looking at their stuff. This guy, he had a Mazda, but he had this strange engine. And I don't know anything about it, but apparently at high speeds, it disconnects the alternator and does something weird, like somehow, I mean, maybe I misunderstood, but somehow I think it's producing extra electricity for some reason, or maybe it's producing so much it has to disconnect because there's too much. But he had this weird modified engine. I didn't know anything about it. And apparently Mazda does it, But anyways, we had a fun experience. So we sat there for 20 minutes looking at our cars, which was pretty funny, at the gas station, just blocking everything. But anyways, what I was suggesting is we went from 5 something XX to like, I don't know what I paid, 4 something. And so inflation's down quite a bit, right? She says that's VTech. Didn't say VTech, but that sounds like a Ford thing. But anyway, so yeah, I didn't understand that. Maybe it was just described differently. But it even had like some weird sticker on the engine talking about like, it was weird. It's like there was like warnings, like you, like I think it was saying it was warning you not to jump another car because you just blow out the battery or something, right? Okay. Okay. But anyways, so that would be deflationary. So let's say inflation goes from 9.1 to 8.6. And I think this is lagging data. So let's say in September it's 8.3 and it seems like everything's good. But if oil goes up, by the time it becomes gasoline and all that kind of stuff, maybe inflation starts going back up. And then that's what creates the next wave down or something. Who knows, right? Are they a Wonko motor? I don't know. All I can tell you is it was a souped up Mazda. He had carbon fiber all over the thing. It was an interesting car too because I asked him. I said, "Is that sort of a?" I said it looked like a 512 FF Ferrari, and he's like, "That's exactly." That's exactly it. He's like, that's it. So it was a 4-door, which is strange because an FF is a 4-door. But he was very excited that I knew exactly what he was going for. So it's just fun, Okay. Kenneth says, so YCC is there to weaken? Well, think about it. If the Bank of Japan is buying JGBs, as the market is selling them, what's the point? Well, okay, if investors are selling JGBs, they're fleeing their investments in Japan. Okay. What happens if Japanese buyers are buying them versus international buyers are buying them? Okay. And then go through that process. Cool. All right. So anyways, there's maybe the future outlook for energy and inflation. Once again, technically, we're well on our way for this trade set up last week. Okay. This is already potentially set. Okay. You can already see we already have the role reversal. You should already have been engaged in this oh my gosh, yesterday. Now there's no follow through yet. Okay. But we have a hint here. And the hint is this is the target, monthly target. Okay. And on a weekly basis, the target is somewhere between here and here. But because of the monthly target, I would make it there. So the best you could hope for is 138. The conservative would be 137.50. So still 250 pips left on this move. But again, you should have been in 50 pips ago. Okay, and euro is strong right now. And we have a breakout here. Because remember, I don't want to buy euro. We have a breakout here as indicated by the resistance. We trapped it in a range. So you got the breakout, pullback. And once again, this is probably a yesterday trade that today's target is here. Tomorrow's target is here. Same sort of analysis. If I look at last week's low, this week's target is here. Well, I didn't give any clarification, Kenneth. It's just, I want you to look at how to think about it. Okay. Another way to think about it is, and there's no way to have a clear look at this. I guess I'll just change this. Think of it this way. Blank. Okay. Japanese government bonds. Okay. If we have a bearish market based on price, what happens to interest rates? Up or down? So feel free to answer. This is free for everyone. This is specifically to Kenneth, but okay. Okay. So it means up. But yield curve control is interesting. And by the way, we talked about this months ago in the day trading and swing trading group. And in fact, if you're a video only member, if you're a basic member of FX Bootcamp, so you're not in any of the live trading groups, there's a section that's available to you called What's the Swing Trading Group Like? And in that one, we talk about Japanese yen yield curve control. And it was months and months and months ago, right? So in this case, if prices are falling, interest rates are going up. But the Bank of Japan has told us the exact interest rate in which they will stop rates from going higher. So they intervene to push them down. So what are they doing? Are they buying or are they selling? Okay, so you can think of it, are they forcing interest rates down, or are they actually indirectly trying to change price? Are they manipulating the rate, or are they or the yield, right? Or are they trying to manipulate the price of the bond or the price of the yen? Okay. Once again, I want you to think about it so that you know. The worst thing in the world is you just start like memorizing, Wayneisms. I'll put it here just for fun. Okay, so dollar having a weak day. I'm still a bull on dollar. Tomorrow we have inflation data, and that will be most important. Let's do gold, oil, and Bitcoin. Okay, so we're at a key point that I plotted 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And now we're in what I call an AO or an AI. I guess it's really an AI now, an area of interest, which might become an area of opportunity. I don't know what it's going to do. But if it starts behaving like this, then you might have a reasonable opportunity in front of you. Let me ask you guys, because many of you watch other streamers, there's no doubt, right? How many other YouTube streamers are talking about Japanese government bond yield curve control by the Bank of Japan and its impact on the Japanese yen, the bond market, and yields? I don't know. Like, this is honestly a survey. I don't know. I really don't know. I have no clue. Kenneth, just go to the Bank of Japan. They have wonderful press releases. They have a big article, like a white paper on yield curve control. Is that right? Cool. Honestly, like, I know it sounds probably self-serving, but I don't know. I really don't know. So, cool. All right. So, sitting around waiting for potential contraction. Okay, the Brent is the one I want to watch because we're at $100, and I think this is the most important thing going on in the short run. If Brent can get above 100 and the next one is like 102, okay, 102, 103, then I'm on the free and clear plan to engage up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down to the moon. Thank you, Matrix. Yeah, I get a lot of feedback now that there are YouTubers that, for lack of a better way of saying it, trade exactly the same way as me, use the exact same indicators, have very similar Wayne stories, and used to be FX boot campers. Oh my God, what if I change my stories? Well, first of all, my wife would be happy, but then they would have to learn new stories. Maida knows. Maida, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah. That's all right. That's all right. That's how the world works. Okay. Gold, oil. Oh, and Biddy. Biddy coming down. And look at this. What, a random price? Isn't that neat? $24,200.55 is the projected high for the month as a bear. Holy smokes. Now that number was calculated based on what happened in July. So let me just ask you, based on this observation, do you believe Bitcoin traders are using pivot points? Thank you, Mubarak. See, you need to manifest your thoughts. And so you need to almost say out loud, I believe, based on my observations, Bitcoin traders use pivot points. And I know how to use pivot points. So I can anticipate how the market will behave because I anticipate their trade plans before they've executed their trades. So it'll be interesting to see what happens below here. So probably a down, probably up, and then we're into here. And then what happens next is really interesting because the price that matters next is this price. That's a bullish price. And this is a bearish price. And the next bullish price is down here. And so really it comes down to down, 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 Okay. Gold, oil, and Bitcoin. Gold, oil, Bitcoin. Yeah, this is going on. You can see, did I get it? No, I didn't get it. Ah, you son of a... You son of a... Oh, my God. Oh, look how close I got. Oh. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Oh, my God. I didn't get it. Oh, that happened to me yesterday on a trade. I thought I was in it. I was coaching and everything. And I'm like, look, I got this. Why do you think I put it there? And I said, oh, I should, for some reason, there's no stop. I should add a stop. And then I grabbed the order and I moved it and it moved, which means I actually wasn't in. So I missed it by the spread. Am I in it? But where's my stop? Oh, I am in it. Okay, for some reason, I have a very big stop. All right, cool. Okay, cool. That's a little better. So what am I in at? 92? Let's put it here. The trade of the day. So pray for me. What they got? Remember Talladega Nights? Help me, Jesus. Help me, Buddha. Help me, Oprah Winfrey. Anywho, so we'll see if that's in play, yesterday's move. This is what we did last night in the day trading group. Darko said he caught this one. So we had that, and he got the higher low at the New York Open, and he was up in here, and he said, oh, it was a great day. And I'm like, oh, what a beautiful trade, right? And then what I did is I set this up for today's trade, and that popped, and now I'm on, really it's tomorrow's trade. So now we got that as resistance, and the idea is, okay. Frankie says, do I trade silver? It's a little more retail, a little more pedestrian, but we could do it. Okay, it always reminds me of meme stocks. By the way, did you guys see, was it, one of the meme stocks was up 40% yesterday. Shows you that there's nothing institutional going on. Right? And what do I mean by that? Institutional traders left in the middle of July, so they probably exited a lot of their trades and a lot of positions, and an institutional trader would be not long a meme stock. They would be short a meme stock. So they would have exited those in the middle of July. That probably gave some upward pressure. Now, I haven't looked at any of these stocks. I don't look at them. I don't look at the technicals. But I would imagine they would have been somewhat up as there were less shorts. And then someone like crushed it yesterday. Probably Wall Street Bets did a post, and they bought whatever they bought, and there was nobody short on it anymore, and then it popped. So anyways, silver, okay? Silver is still technically bearish, okay? And so if you were going to do technicals, you would look at that. What's interesting is if it does elevate, it's still bearish. It's not until you get to another level that it becomes interesting to the upside. Okay. Cool. Darko's up 690 pips today. Very cool. That's a good day. Why do people trade silver? It's cheaper than gold. So if you can't afford gold, you'll play silver. But because of that, you get more volatility because they're smaller traders. Like, from an institutional point of view, institutional investors are often looking for size, right? Like when they're looking to buy stock, they don't want to buy 100 shares of a stock. they want to deploy 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 million in capital because they don't get paid to sit on capital. They get paid to deploy capital. So it narrows the scope of what they can do. So now you also might have a mandate in your disclosure documents that say, as a risk control, the company cannot own more than 10% of a stock, or even less, maybe only 5% of the entire stock. Like they can't take 12% of the entire carry of a corporation, because for that you usually get a board seat and all that kind of stuff, and that's not really what they want to do. They don't really want to be a hands-on manager. They don't want to be an advocate. So anyway, so they have all these rules, which really limits, out of the 400 stocks on the S&P 500 or whatever it is, 380. It might drop it down to maybe only 100 stocks that they could actually buy, of which most of them may not fit the risk portfolio identity that they're trying to do, and the overall portfolio, and maybe when they want to buy has to do with cycles and seasonality and sectors and all of this, right? And so if an investor decides they want to have gold, they might want to have, 50 million in gold. It's just a bigger position, and then they want to sit on it because it's a big, deep market. Retail traders tend to trade silver because it's cheap. And an institutional trader doesn't probably want to own silver. Gold is fancier. It's bigger. It's more, there's less volatility inherent with gold than there is silver, and you're trying to lower the volatility of your overall portfolio. So that's how I look at it, where an institutional investor would invest into like gold or gold futures. A different type of investor might want to own physical gold and put it in a vault. And then by and large, people that don't got no money might trade silver because it feels a lot the same as gold, but it's just significantly cheaper. But you're going to get more volatility with it. So maybe for a retail trader, that's good. You could scalp silver, where gold might be slow as molasses. What? Yeah. But right now the trend is down. So you would look to sell a lower high. Unless you believe the fundamentals indicate up, well, now would not be the time to buy. Okay? So you got to start with your bias first based on facts, which we call fundamentals. So if you're a bull, you'd have to say, well, I need a double bottom, higher high, higher low before you even engage. Why do I know that? Well, bulls only do two things. They buy double bottoms. Okay? And they buy higher lows. If you do something other than that, you don't grasp the basic concept of trading. If you do something else, you might be an investor. You buy it because it's cheap, which is also a fallacious strategy. What you want is you want to buy value, and I don't mean necessarily value stock, but you got to buy a good company at a good price. Okay? As a trader, if you do something other than this, or the reverse if you're a bear, you're probably not consistently profitable. You probably chase things. You start doing things after they happened. And you're probably frustrated and disappointed with the results. Okay? But like Coldplay said, I can fix you. So I'll leave it at that. I'm ready for my second breakfast of the day. It's 10 and I'm starving. I have to have another breakfast. And so I'll bid you adieu. Look at all the links in the description below. Something there is valuable to you. Visit tradersway.com. If you're in my day trading group, I'll see you tonight at 7 p.m. to set up our trade plans for the Asian session. And then you guys meet again at 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time to set up the London session. Make sure you leave a comment and click the like button on the way out. I appreciate you. I'm trying to help. I hope you believe that.